I do for you?
An iced green tea and a lemonade.
All right.
Thank you.
I'll be right back with that.
I know we should be going somewhere else, but
Yeah, ice cream
it's a
tea and
special
lemonade.
occasion, and we're going to have a heater.
Thank you.
We're going to talk here. And I know normally you have French toast, but the French toast is not where we're supposed to. Okay. Maybe. Okay, I'll ask.
This is a very sweet, kind of languid film about a lonely man who goes on a date with an imaginary woman of some sort. And that's pretty much it. There's a waiter who sort of notices it all, and it was sweet, very heartfelt and sweet and put together nicely.
What a great job they did in making everything look what it should look like in the time period. Everything was done with such an expert eye, and I loved that. I also loved the story. They added such a nice bit of mystery to this story that kind of kept you guessing throughout the entire thing. And another thing that I really liked about it was at the end, they let you make a decision of what you thought happened. They didn't actually tell you what exactly was going on. So I really appreciate that as a viewer. It's nice to be able to give somebody enough clues to let their own mind reach a conclusion without you having to tell them what that conclusion was.
I did really like the intro music of the woman and the band performing inside the restaurant. It had a very like classic 50s feel, and it really added to the aesthetic and, portrayed the time they were going for with the short.
I really liked the way that the narrative guided me along from the perspective of the waiter, because I kind of felt like I was someone else in the dining room or a waiter on the side, just kind of like observing everything. And it was really interesting because I was experiencing similar responses along the way, and I thought it was so well done with how at first you're expecting someone to come, and then the dialogue changes, and then there's this sense of acceptance. And I found myself really curious about who his dinner guest was and what happened and what was the backstory. So I was really intrigued by the character and the scenario presented.
I definitely need to address the phenomenal acting from Dinner for Two. It definitely has you go through the emotions of the waiter as he's watching this whole scene unfold, where I feel like you yourself go through similar emotions kind of first. You don't see anything wrong with the setting, someone's ordering for a dinner for two, must be on a date, maybe the date is running late, but then he starts talking to himself, and so now you're looking at it kind of like an oddity. Maybe this guy's, maybe he's kind of weird. Maybe something's not fully right about him. But then, as you're watching and you just see the sadness, you don't have the full story. You don't need the full story. You can make your own interpretations of what it could be, but then you pity him. You feel sorry for him. You're not sure what happened or if anything happened at all, but you feel bad for the guy. And just like that, the movie's over. And I think that was again, the acting for that was phenomenal, because without that, you wouldn't have gone through that whole journey. But by the end of the movie, you feel for him. Whatever he went through, it was very rough.
It broke my heart. I was very, very attached to this character, even though he was losing it. I just really loved the way this was constructed, and the way it was written, and the way it was directed, and the way it was edited. It was really, really good. It was also fantastic. The music All of the actors were great, not just the leading actor who was having the conversation with no one, but everyone was wonderful in this. Really, really excellent job. Um, and but in particular, the leading man was really, really good. He did a great job. And just I instantly just wanted to hug him and be his friend. And um, that's all in his performance and in the writing and in the direction and in the editing.
I thought this was absolutely lovely. Harkening back to the classic black and white films, it really set the mood with this anticipatory getting ready ritual and everybody around the restaurant bustling, excited for this special night for him. I also loved a lot of the shots, the moving shots, the languid moving into this 1920s gussied up dinner theater. The styling and the set dressing was absolutely spot on for me. It just had this lovely, sweet, bittersweet nostalgia to it throughout, with just very rich and full performance of love that was there and a love that's lost.
This was like heartbreakingly beautiful. There was just so much, not just going on, but so much to kind of unpack, because the restaurant could have clearly like said something. One of the other customers could have said something. They could have asked the man to leave. They could have done a lot of things, and they rewarmed his omelet and, you know, kind of let the night run its course, and were really accommodating and everything else. And I just thought that it was really beautiful that not only did the waiter initially really want to make sure that the night went really well when he, when the man first sat down and, said everything, but then as it kept going and kept going, it wasn't like shame or anything else. There was a little bit of sadness, I think, that everybody felt for this man, but there was just so much like kind of quiet respect that they let him kind of do his thing, and I thought that was really beautiful. And I thought the entire thing was really well done. I really enjoyed it. I liked how, at the very end, how he kind of wrapped everything up himself, and then the waiter going over to the table and like the flower still being there. And I just thought that it was really beautiful.